How's it going, everybody? It's me, Shane. I'm here to give you my review for Mashle, Magic and Muscles, episode 24 of season 2, the season finale, entitled Burnedead and His Good Friends. Before I go any further, please be a good friend to me. Hit that like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you can be notified of more videos just like this one. And if you feel like supporting me even further, my Patreon link is in the description below. Shane Rawls Reviews. So, we learned what happened after the last episode's fiascos, or should I say series of events. We learned that was it within 4 days? It was really quickly. Actually, here it is right here. Within several days, doesn't tell us how many days. Within several days, the word spread about Innocent Zero attacking the exam. What was put in the paper was that the Divine Visionaries drove him off, although the people aren't really buying all that. The magical paper is literally Harry Potter paper, like quite with the movement and everything. You even have the golem, giant demon golem thing movement. That's interesting. The Magical Bureau have, what have they done? They increased security. They are also fortified security, and they have regulated information. So I guess they're gonna pay attention to what comes in, what comes out of the magical realm. I thought the whole entire world was magical realm. Maybe out of the country. Who knows, right? Mash is really the only one that knows the entire story. And before we go into what he did immediately after, Madeline is still magic racist. Upset with Caldo's like, oh, you accept him, with something so simple as brawn. And Caldo's like, I don't fully accept him either, but I do recognize that he is strong, and maybe one day you will accept that as well. And I'm just thinking to myself, this dude saved Wahlberg. He saved all of the student body. He has proven time and time again. This world is such a good allegory, a good representation of what bigotry and racism in the minds of dumbasses is. And you are a dumbass if you are a racist and bigot, but it's such a good representation of that, because you can do so much stuff and people are going to hate you just because you're different. And Lemon gives a great speech. She is like, I want to call her MVP of this episode, right? We'll get into that right now. I'm gonna chop this up a little bit differently, right? So we're told by the Quidditch, the broom thing, the Quidditch master guy of that team of the dorm. For some reason, he's only saying bamboo. I don't know why, but he's just like bamboo, 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 bamboo. Everyone but Finn understands him. Even Lance understands him, which I'm with you, Finn. I don't understand how they understood him just going bamboo, 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 bamboo. But the townsfolk have found out that a lack magic, their word for a muggle, is gonna be in the exam for Divine Visionary. More on that in a minute. And so, of course, the whole town comes up to the school. They're mad and they're ready to throw things. Let me get this part of the notes ready. Right, and there's one guy in particular who's just a jackass who's trying to profit off of this. He even has one of the most nasty looking smirk smile, devious smiles that the artist has done. He has a punchable face. I wish Mash would have punched him in his mouth. Lemon comes up and is trying to quell everything, because even Finn goes, there's no way we're going to be able to calm these people down. Well, Lemon plainly tells them, just because he can't use magic, how does that affect all of you? Thank you. Is a person's worth actually, dependent on their magical skills? She disagrees. And they keep bringing up God. Well, obviously he's cursed by God and not loved by God. If Adam Jobs was doing things for non-magical people, who came up with this bullshit that everyone spouts in this world, right? I'm going to assume that Wahlberg, like the life expectancy in this world is high because of all the magic shit they have. But if you have a guy like Adam Jobs, who did stuff for people with the Noblesse Oblige, and then you have Wahlberg, who is the successor of that, passing that down onto Rain and MASH and trying to get everybody on board with it. Who came up with this shit law? I'm curious. I'm curious who became a religious zealot and said, well, obviously it came from God. So anybody who's not like it, we got to murder them. Yes, that proves how great you all are, is your murder. Just thank you, Lemon, for how does that affect you? Much like in our real waking world, how does someone being different, worship different, looking different, loving different, how does any of that affect people? As we find out in Mashle, Magic, and Muscles, people still respond the same way. They don't give a shit if it doesn't fall in line with their religious zealotry, right? And they even think Lemon's an outsider. She says, I'm not an outsider. Where's your relationship to him? She says that she's his wife, and Mash is just like, oh, brother. She goes, we're no more like soulmates. And we get the joke. I love the joke she makes. You guys are being awful noisy for no-name characters. Breaking that fourth wall. And then Dot shows up next to her as Mash's agent, reads a very eloquent statement. I was like, oh, good job. And then flips them the bird. He's saying, I'll kill you all. Made things worse. They both start kind of, I guess they're supposed to be hissing at them like cats, but Dot's a lion. She's lion adjacent. I don't know what type of, blonde cat she's supposed to be. And you get the one guy, the jackass with the weird smirk. He throws a rock. The rock hits her. Mash is about to step up. Lance goes, no, you're going to have to endure this, buddy. You're going to have to we got to stay the course. Whole episode, his friends have been having his back. And so they start throwing more rocks. Because the guy's like, ooh, if I capture the lack magic, I'll be famous. Obviously, a jackass. Just a jackass. And I like that Mash doesn't stand there anymore. He just catches every single rock that all these dumb people are grabbing, drops them. Personally, if it was me, if I could punch like holes in the ground and flip whole entire things and I could throw a giant, I would probably be like throwing stone. I'm like, you know what? Y'all want me to be the bad guy? I'm just going to show you how much I can defeat your magic and just beat the hell out of you. But he's doing the nice nonviolent way, just dropping the rocks. And this guy puts his magic, which says prison wall. Very convenient that your magic can only bind somebody or something. Apparently, deadly magical beasts can't break out of the 15 centimeter thick iron wall. Mash pokes a door with his finger, tosses it into the sky, and they move back so we can see how high he tossed it. Lands on the guy. The door hits on the guy too. And what is Mash saying? Mash is basically saying that you might not be satisfied right now, but he's going to prove that in this magical realm, you don't need to have magic. And I do like when they were throwing rocks at Lemon straight up says, you know what? I'll take the punishment with him. If he doesn't become Divine Visionary, I'll take it too. So basically, Mash's friends are now on the line. And Wahlberg shows up. Great interest, by the way. Laughing, then the puff of green fire, hand on Mash's shoulder, tells everybody, look, we've already decided that whatever happens to him is going to be decided after the exam. Sorry for any confusion. Be patient. And no one's going to say anything to this guy. This guy's outside of, the big evil innocent zero. This guy is like the next strongest person. And Wahlberg lays it on the line to Mash, right? Look, man, you're going to have to become a Divine Visionary, or else everyone who has defended you, they're going to be persecuted and their harm's going to come to them too. And Mash does give a interesting speech. It's not really a speech, as of just more or less him saying that, where are we at here? Makes a fist and he says, no matter what comes my way, I'll knock the stuffing out of them with my fist. And he punches the screen, punches at us. But narrator San, says Mash cheered on by the marvelous friends he's met at Easton Magic Academy, receiving yells of support from kind upperclassmen who accept his existence, and with the bond strengthened through battles against rivals in his heart, he seeks to become divine visionary, right? And we get images of obviously his friends. Even Lance is smiling, by the way. Lance never smiles. We have the upperclassman, right? Reigns in the forest, feeding rabbits. He likes rabbits. We have the one upperclassman from the exam before who got beaten up by the one guy. We also have Bamboo Fool. And then when it comes to the rivals, we have the Lang crew, the Fang guys, right? Abel, Pinky, and, Cute Love, and Abyss Walker. And then we see Margaret. We see them standing with, on a rooftop. I really do hope we see more of Margaret Macarone, Abyss Walker, and Abel or Abel. We didn't see the Lang people at all this season. So I hope they don't fall by the wayside. Those are actually cool characters. If you only pick one, give me Puppet Man, because we don't get enough puppet users in anime. They usually show up and then are gone. But pretty nice, pretty good narrator speech going on, right? Beforehand, Mash went to the beach. Of course he went to the beach. Gotta relax. And it was funny times. We had the thing called the slaughter watermelon, because in Japanese culture, I guess they hit a watermelon to burst it open. I haven't looked into that. I'll look into that later. This one, the slaughter melon, was a watermelon with tentacles, and it latched on the Mash's face and stabbed him in the throat. And when Finn questions Dot, why would he bring that? Dot's like, every day's a fight, a struggle to survive, kill or be killed. And has glossy eyes, and Finn's like, the hell is wrong with you? And even Lemon. Now, Lemon in this part, she's very, reasonable. Usually she's with the tomfoolery. And she's even going, yeah, there's a lot going on here. We got a lot to think about. By the way, that slaughtermelon, once Mash headbutted it to the ground, it said thank you. And I agree with Finn. That's going to be hard to eat something like that. But yeah, they're on the beach. And we get Wahlberg. This is the first time he shows up. As they're wondering, okay, the hell are we going to do in this situation? Oop, gotta go up a little bit. And Wahlberg shows up, one arm and all, drinking from a coconut, and he coughs up blood because Finn's like, why did you drag yourself down here? I wanted to enjoy summer. No, that's not what we're asking. And all in all, he's just saying, Innocent Zero is the strongest magic user, period, right now. He has time magic, which is the strongest personal magic, and now his spatial magic. On top of that, there are the 5 brothers who flank around him, and they're all as strong as Wahlberg, which I'm going to assume that you need 6 to become stronger. So I guess he kept them alive until he can get to the 6th guy and then murder them all so he can get the super heart. We do get silhouettes like yellow has glasses, green with a chair, green has doing a long tongue thing, the white one has pink hair, blue has bobbles at the end of his spiky hair. Think Kenpachi when we first see him with the bells. And then there's the red one with a big ass sword. So I'm hoping that Mash does not have to fight all of them by himself. I am hoping you get some of these other side characters to show how strong they are so they can fight. I don't know, like Margaret Macaroon, Rain, Abel, maybe Abyss Walker. Abel or Abyss Walker. I kind of want Abel, right? I kind of want him. But, get some of these other characters to fight them, not just Mash. For the love of God, please not just Mash. I love Mash to death, but it just can't be Mash only beats everybody. Unless this is truly One Punch Man. Or should I say, I keep telling you I was Gintama, but unless this truly is One Punch Man, right? And Wahlberg says, as we are right now, we have a 0 chance of winning, but he knows and believes that Mash can overcome it, which everyone, even Mash, starting to pay attention to him now instead of splashing Dot in the ocean. And they're all looking at him. He's looking at them. And he's like, through physical training, he had gained instantaneous power. And in my mind, I'm like, no. If Mash is 15 or 16 right now, he's been training for 15, 16 years every day, thanks to Papa Burnedead. So no, that's not just that. He's been working his ass off. He has toughness, mental fortitude, and absurd strength, the key to breaking the strongest magics. And Lemon's like, well, he can't take on the strongest magic. He was like, Mash is like, look, one-on-one is 50-50, but muscles never lose. So it's 100%. Kind of reminds you of the Scott Steiner promo with 33s in the third. But Finn is like, that is the dumbest thing and the dumbest reasoning. Lemon's like, that's why I love him. But what Wahlberg thinks, he doesn't say this part out loud, is that Mash's optimism and his willingness to never abandon anybody, that is what his spirit is, what makes him special. So he believes in him, and he even tells him, I'm counting on you. He's like, wait a minute, count on me. So happy friends, happy life. Now, what happens immediately after this, immediately before the whole riot thing, Mash is really scared of studying. He does not like studying. In other words, he even when Lance mentions before we do our transition, so can you pass the regular exam, because there's that before the divine visionary exam, and Mash is, Mash stands, go ba 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 ba, does that for a little bit, shakes and trembles. They did give him a preliminary test, which I do love that. When Brad asked Papa Burnedead if Mash could pass like academic stuff, he has a kind soul. That's not what I asked. And so in magic logistics, he has a 30. Magic history, he had a 10. Magic math, he got a 10. And in potions, he got a 3. So Mash is shaking. And when Doc goes, we'll help you, he's like, you're good at academic stuff? Yeah. I study very well. Those yellow eyes shrunk so hard, I would have never guessed he was good at this either. He's saying he studies a little bit every day and studies the most visible form of effort made to achieve a goal. And he treats it as practicing every day, and you lose nothing from gaining academic ground. I'm like, wow, that's 100% correct. By the way, all the smart stuff they say is in Japanese, written at the bottom. I think that's kind of funny too, because it's like an educational program. And then he says, I don't want to grow up with any regrets. And Mash is just having a hard time. So all of them are going to teach him. You got Lance is doing the magic formulas. Lemon's doing history. Doc's doing logistics. And what is Finn doing? I think Finn is doing, what's the other one? What's Finn doing? He's doing magical studies. You even get Mash shaking, sweating, drooling. His head heats up so red hot that it explodes. And we have this hilarious scene where he glances to the side. Lemon, Lance, and Dot are just evil eyeing him. Just that's Dot, and just Lemon and Lance just. And Finn is just looking at them like, yeah. This fool ran and jumped out of the window. Hilarious. And I like, you may say Lance is harsh, but he's right. When saying, consequences aside, if he runs from difficult situations, then that's just the kind of person he is. I'm not bored enough to teach someone who isn't willing to learn. And Finn's like, yeah, but nah, I'm going after my buddy. And I don't know how Mash dug himself into the ground from the neck down. All right. But Mash is telling Finn, once Finn catches up to him, by the way, they did a good job of making the school look huge. Like, there's students in the courtyards and the foyers, the students in the little common study areas. I like that. I liked it as opposed to no one being there. That's kind of something I saw in Mushoku Tensei unless the situation calls for there to be students around. And Finn, I don't want to say Finn lets him have it, but Finn has an MVP moment too. Or he has his first and then Lemon has hers. So they're kind of the MVPs where he says, yeah, this isn't like you, Mash. And Mash just just kind of, he can't see him because he's buried, but he's kind of shocked eyes. He's like, the Mash I know would never think twice to take on the most impossible opponents. I want to graduate with you. Let's graduate together, my dude. And, let's put some effort in. And Mash thanks him. He's like, you know what? I showed a pathetic side of me to you. Let's do this. He gets on the ground. He has a bunch of moles on him. It's very funny. But it's a good speech. I like the fact that Lance's whole thing is, hey, even does it to Mash later on, like, be careful. Should I say, be patient. Don't jump to out there because this is going to get worse. But Finn's whole thing is, I know him. This isn't like him, so let me pull him back to being who he is. And I like that. That's they have really good character moments. You're showing that Dot is just, he's smart. He's just a dumbass. Lemon understands his heart. Finn understands his heart, and Lance is just gonna have his back as long as he's willing to work for it. Nothing wrong with that. All that was fun. Very, very fun. My thoughts. It's a really good episode. Nothing too spectacular happened. It's a wrap up. It's not like season 1 season ender was definitely 5 out of 5 with the fighting and then the cliffhanger. This is like preparing us for more. So it's kind of an average one. It's above average because I'm appreciating the effort they're putting into it, especially with he has to overcome lessons, which, how did he do? He had 50s and a high 40s. And I like the part where his teacher from season 1, she is reading him the right act. She's like, you've always been rebellious. You never show up. Your grades aren't all that good. And Mash is like looking off to the side like he does, trying to go, but I wasn't trying to. And she says, I was waiting for the time for you to just be expelled. As he's slumping, but she smiles and hands him his papers, and she says, but it looks like you can put forth an effort on occasion. These aren't the best grades, but he just barely scrapes by. Which we get another funny moment of Dot and Lance kicking him because he's like, yeah, easy peasy. And like, don't get cocky, dude. This was fun. The funny parts hit very well. The heartwarming parts hit very well as well. The only thing that would have made it even perfect if there was a fight in here. We do get a Mash show of strength in here. I'm going to give this episode 4 out of 5. Now, here's the thing I'm going to miss the most. I'm going to miss Bling Bang Born. That's one of the best intro songs I've heard in a long time. I think the last one I heard that was really good, I think it was Chainsaw Man and the last Spy Family intro. Those were just, man, that and also Koi Kugare from the last season of Demon Slayer. Those were good too. Those were really, really good. Like, those 4 were really good. But this season, it's going to be hard. They're going to be hard pressed to find something that beats Bling Bang Bang Born. I don't know what you're going to do. Don't know. Spy Family probably won't be showing up. But Mushoku Tensei premieres April 7th for their part 2. And in May, we have Demon Slayer. So, you got a chance. I don't know if you all are beating Bling Bang Bang Born. The intro fits the series so well, and it's such a good song. It is a sensation across social media because you got everybody doing it, everybody doing it. But I'm gonna miss that. The outro was good too. Tokyo's Way. That's not a bad intro. It's average than anything, but that intro I'm gonna miss. What I'm looking for next season. Use those friend characters, use those allies, because the Divine Visionary, if let's say he passes it, right? But then the Divine Visionaries go, all right, nah, man, you got to fight us. And there's Rain. Rain's not going to fight him. Rain probably going to be on the side. There's Rain. There's Mado, the bitch. There's Faldo. There's the cute ice girl. There is the, the hot smart girl. There's the dragon monster tamer guy who doesn't talk. And then there's the darkness guy. So there's at least 7. If I'm missing one, there might be 8, but I believe there's 7. So take away Rain, 6. And Lemon doesn't fight. So Lance, Mash, Dot. Finn doesn't really fight either. So Rain. You still got 2 more. I'm going to need Margaret Macaroone. They need to get their asses in there. And either Abyss Walker or Abel. I'm leaning towards Abel, but I can see Abyss Walker doing a tag team thing with Mash. Eventually, you got to get these other characters involved. I'm still surprised we didn't see them help fight all the demons and stuff, but I guess that would have been too many characters. I digress. More talk about this. I'm giving it a 4. I want to give it a 4.5, but I'm going to stick to my guns. I'm going to just stick to my guns. This episode was so enjoyable. I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5. 4 out of 5. Respectable. It's good. It was funny. Not really. A lot of talking in certain parts, reiterating what we already know. But the comedy, Mash overcoming, for some reason they didn't tell him, your brain's a muscle. So if you think you can get strong brain muscle, extra muscle, you can have a new friend. Don't know why they didn't try that. I would have tried that. But good all in all. Let me know what you thought of the series. Let me know what you thought of the season finale. Leave a comment right down there. Please don't forget to hit that like button. It is very, very important. I deeply appreciate every one of you that do. Do not forget to subscribe if you're new here, but hit the notification bell even if you aren't new, so you can be notified of more anime reviews just like this. I'm probably going to have to put out what I'm going to do for this April, May, June season. Stay tuned for that, but yes, please be good, be blessed, be good to yourselves, be good to others. Either way it goes, please don't be a jerk. If you learn anything from Magic and Muscles, Mashle's teaching you people being different. If it doesn't hurt you, why do you care? If it doesn't affect you, why should you care? Right? Be good to everybody. Don't be a jerk. The world has too many jerks in it. And if someone has you feeling down and out because of who you are, if you're just feeling down and out, just period, reach out to someone. There are people out there that care about you. I promise you there are. There's people that rather talk to you today than to miss you and mourn you tomorrow. If you want to talk to me, my social media is in the description below. Give me a follow, send me a message. Don't be a jerk, and hey, we'll be good to go. All right. Until next time, guys, I'm looking forward to this next edition of the Muscle. I almost call it Muscle Chronicle, but that's actually a real thing from Ultimate Muscle. But looking forward to whatever we get next. This show has been good, really, really good. That's why I'm putting it here. It's getting close. It's getting close to GOAT status. At least in this modern era, it is so good. So I'm looking forward to seeing what happens next time. I can't wait to see you guys. Check out my other reviews. I'll see you again. Muscle.